Morning. My name is Mark Patterson. I'm the Secretary of State and Chair of the Board. And I'm going to call the October meeting of the New York State Cemetery Board to order. I don't have any particular opening remarks, but I'd like to make sure I introduce my colleagues from the Department of Health.
I'm Thomas Fuller from the Department of Health, representing Dr. James McDonald, the Commissioner.
And from the Attorney General's Office.
Hi, I'm Jill Faber, representing Attorney General Letitia James.
Great. I will remind people that if you're online, please mute your line if you're not speaking. That's helpful. There's some folks here, though, I think, just to go off a little bit and make sure that all of the staff are introduced. You want to introduce yourself?
Kathy Chittenden. Alicia Young, Assistant Director.
Carrie Ferrezzi, Associate Accountant.
Letitia Seven, Associate Accountant.
Emmanuel Blue, Senior Accountant.
Great, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
First board meeting.
Nathan McCarthy, Administrative Assistant.
Go ahead, Louis.
Louis Malshuk, Director, so I was looking for the board materials. Rob Vanderblest, Counsel.
Great. We have some new people on, and that's great. We're going to get folks hired and onboarded, so that's great. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the previous meetings. Does anybody have any corrections or suggestions or concerns about the minutes as they were mailed? No questions. In that case, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting as distributed. All in favor? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meetings are approved. Do we have anything in addition to the mail report from our counsel's office?
No legislative update this month. In terms of a regulatory update, the public comment period for the natural organic reduction regulations will be coming to close this Monday. We have begun to receive comments, and so the next steps will be for me to work with Division to do a draft assessment of those comments and present them to the board. Now, if we are proposing in response to those comments to make substantial changes to the regulations, that would require a notice of revised rulemaking and a new 45-day public comment period.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Rob for us? All right. Go ahead. Yeah, we'll move to division report. Louis?
So we appear to be in the midst of both hiring season and Cemetery 101 season. We had a Cemetery 101 session at NYS regional meeting in Oneonta. We basically took over their meeting, which was extremely well attended, as it always is, with very engaged people with good questions, which they always do come with there. We have one Cemetery 101 scheduled for next week, next Tuesday at Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn. Another one the following week at Mount Pleasant Cemetery in San Mauritius. And one, I think, 2 weeks after that.
14th, yeah.
The 14th in Queensbury. Where's the fire department?
Yep, Firehouse.
At the firehouse in Queensbury. So that's close here to the capital region. It's, I guess, sort of where the capital region meets the North Country.
Go to our website to sign up.
Right, we have it on our website. There's a link that'll take you to the Cemetery 101 portion of our website. We are working on getting the slides online. We are bringing extra copies with us to most of these, so people need to see them do that. I realize it's a lot of material to digest. Pivoting to hiring, we have made a recommendation to hire at Syracuse for a senior accountant, fingers crossed. And we got a new list of candidates for senior accountant in Albany, which looks promising, and we'll be setting up interviews for that. And if we make those two hires, I believe we will actually be fully staffed.
Hurry up.
That and the other thing to mention is that we're getting close to annual report season for next year, so if you haven't done this year's annual report, please do it.
All right. Does anybody have any questions of Louis and his report? All right. Thank you, Louis. And again, remind you if someone is unmuted, so if you're on the line, please mute your line if you're not speaking. We'll move to the vandalism report. Anything additional to what you posted?
I posted it. Anybody have any questions? It's not much different than it was last month. It's kind of a slow season for that. I did also post the delegated duties through the third quarter of so rate applications, rules and regs, the new columbariums that we are now able to approve in-house. Those we've received 6 so far this year, and we've approved 4. And rules and regs, we've got 43 we've received, and we've processed 20 so far. And service fees, 259 received, 234 approved.
Okay. Board members have any questions about either the vandalism fund report or the delegated duties report?
I should have mentioned, sorry, we also have an abandonment report this month. We're supposed to report quarterly on cemeteries at risk of abandonment, and we include in that report cemeteries that we've at least temporarily saved from abandonment, and cemeteries that have been voluntarily conveyed to a town. The last category is new for this report. We're finding that while we have succeeded in preventing abandonments, and those are listed, there's been a series of voluntary conveyances in the town. Unlike abandonments, where the regulations require us to make a determination for board review that a cemetery is abandoned, the cemetery is free at any time to convey itself to the town if they follow the law, and the town can accept that conveyance, and if so, ain't nothing we can do about it legally to stop that, although when we know about these, we do try to see if we can explore alternatives. A couple of the ones we had recently, there really weren't alternatives. There was no activity and nobody wanted to serve on boards. And since all that was supposed to really happen was mowing, conveyance to the town made a certain amount of sense. We do continue to hear about conveyances that nobody bothered to tell us about. And we still have, I think, 1, maybe 2 in the pipeline where the cemetery ceased to operate before our regulations took effect, and we're trying to figure out whether at the time of the reported conveyance, the cemetery was in fact abandoned. If that is the case, then the town would be able to come in and seek abandonment funds. I think there's still 1 of those in the offer where we've asked for additional financial information to allow us to make that determination, and we haven't received that information. So I'll refer to the report. It is posted on our website. I did circulate it as well.
Okay.
In the future, I will get it. I waited to the last minute to do it because I wanted to get breaking information on it. We do get 1 or 2 meetings that happened in the last couple of days, but I think going forward, we're going to get it out there a lot sooner, even though that means it'll be slightly stale by the time you guys see it.
Any questions or comments from the board? Thank you, Louis. We have 4 applications for the vandalism fund. And we'll take them now. I'll take them in order of the agenda. First one is from Maplewood Cemetery, Genesee County, in the amount of $28,183.69. One of our staff going to present that.
Michael Katina,
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. The Maplewood Cemetery is a rural cemetery in the town of Pavilion, which is located in Ontario County. They submitted an application for the repair of 24 hazardous monuments. I visited the cemetery and confirmed that all 24 monuments appear to pose a hazard. The most recent monument was dated 1976, and the cemetery stated they do not have lot owner records for this period. They ran a legal notice once a week for 3 weeks, and the penny saver, $217.80, with no response. It is the division's understanding that the cemetery has determined that the lot owners cannot be located. And the cemetery submitted 2 repair estimates, the lowest of which was from Western New York Cemetery Service for $27,965.89 to reset 24 monuments on concrete foundations to a depth of 42 inches and include a 20-year warranty. This is Maplewood's first application for funds. They are up to date on vandalism payments, and I recommend approval in the amount of $28,183.69.
Michael, is Maplewood in Ontario County or Genesee County, just for the record?
I have Ontario County.
Is the cemetery number 19017?
Yeah,
Okay, that would be Genesee County.
Genesee County, okay.
Okay, just for the record, I don't think Ontario matters. Does anybody have any questions of the presentation?
No questions.
Okay, so council,
No comments from council.
subject to the availability of funds, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the application of Maplewood Cemetery for vandalism fund in the amount of $28,183.69, subject to the availability of funds. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Great. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Second one is Glendale Cemetery in Lewis County, in the amount of $29,112.30. Someone going to present that to the board?
This is Mike Seelman.
So, Mike.
Glendale Cemetery is a small rural cemetery in the town of Glenfield, Lewis County. They submitted an application for the repair of 31 hazardous monuments. I visited the cemetery and confirmed that all 31 appeared to pose a hazard. Most were loose or tipping. The most recent monument in this application is dated 1920. The cemetery stated that they do not have lot owner records for that period. They ran a legal notice once a week for 3 weeks in the Journal, and they received no response from that legal notice. It's the division's understanding that the cemetery has determined that the lot owners cannot be located. The cemetery requested repair estimates from 5 separate monument dealers over a 2-year period, and they were unable to get a second estimate. They did receive one estimate from T.F. Wright & Sons Granite Foundry for $29,000 to reset 31 monuments on concrete foundations to a depth of 36 inches and included a 10-year warranty. The average price per monument in this estimate is $935 per stone, which is less than the statewide and regional average. Glendale Cemetery is up to date on vandalism payments, and their previous funds were used appropriately. And I recommend approval in the amount of $29,112.30.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on the application? Council?
No comments from council.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve the application of Glendale Cemetery in Lewis County for 31 monument repairs in the amount of $29,112.30. Second?
Subject to the availability of funds.
Subject to availability of funds. Thank you very much.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up is Floyd Cemetery in Oneida County.
Mike, that you again?
That's me again.
Great.
Mike Seelman here. Floyd Cemetery is a small rural cemetery in the town of Floyd, Oneida County. They submitted an application for the repair of 48 hazardous monuments. I visited the cemetery and found all 48 monuments and confirmed that they appeared to pose a hazard. The most recent monument, the most recent date on any of these monuments is from 2007. However, that monument was actually installed in 1967, and the 2007 date was just a later burial that had been made, but that monument's been there since 1967. The cemetery stated that they do not have lot owner records for that earlier period. So they ran a legal notice once a week for 3 weeks in the Rome Sentinel, and they received no response to that legal notice. It's the division's understanding that the cemetery has determined that the lot owners cannot be located. The cemetery submitted repair estimates from Northeast Cemetery Services and Mohawk Valley Monuments to reset 48 monuments on concrete foundations to a depth of 42 inches and included a 10-year warranty. The lower bid was from Northeast Cemetery Services. The average price was $1,418 per stone. Florida Cemetery is up to date on vandalism payments and annual reports, and I recommend approval in the amount of $68,181.30.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions of council?
No comments from council.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the application of Floyd Cemetery in Oneida County to repair 48 monuments, hazardous monuments, in the amount of $68,181.30, subject to availability of funds. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. The last one is Glenside Cemetery in Wayne County for an application in the amount of $62,439.70. So I'm going to present that to the board.
Hello, this is Michael Katina again. The Glenside Cemetery is a rural cemetery in the town of Wolcott, located in Wayne County. They submitted the application for repair of 37 hazardous monuments. Michael Steelman and I went out to the cemetery and confirmed that all 37 monuments appear to be hazardous. The most recent monument was dated 1947, and the cemetery stated they do not have lot owner records for this period. They ran legal notices once a week for 3 weeks in the Lakeshore News at a cost of $109.70. It is the division's understanding the cemetery has determined that the lot owners cannot be located. The cemetery submitted 2 repair estimates, the lowest of which was from MDA Enterprises for $62,330 to reset 37 monuments on concrete foundations of 42 inches and includes a 10-year warranty. That's an average of $1,684.59 a monument. This is Glenside's second application for funds. The first was for vandalism in 2021. They are up to date on vandalism payments, and I recommend approval of this amount of $62,439.70.
Thank you, Michael. Anybody have any questions of board? Council, do you have anything to add?
No comments from council.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to approve the application of Glenside Cemetery for hazardous monument repair in our vandalism fund in the amount of $62,439.70. Have a second?
I'll second.
Subject to availability of funds. I got every other. All right, it's not good.
A second.
Always there. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you all. I think that concludes our business for this month. Our next board meeting is scheduled for November 14th.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Robert Williams. I'm a trustee from Bridge Street AWME Church, and the church is the owner of a plot at Pine Lawn Cemetery. And it's my understanding that redevelopment is occurring in this area. So I wanted to know what would happen to our property during this redevelopment.
Yes. Let me see if you just hold 1 second, let me just get to public comment. I think that's probably the place it goes. But thank you for making sure we are attending to your issues. So the next board meeting is scheduled for November 14th in this room. We now take public comment and I don't know quite how to answer the question. I'm not sure there is development going on there.
Well, I'm sure there isn't any development going on in the cemetery that would rise to the level of major alteration, because we'd have an application if there were. Is the church's plot on the, across Little East Neck Road from the rest of the cemetery?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, is the church's plot across Little East Neck Road from the rest of the cemetery?
No, I don't know. I don't know really how to answer that.
I mean,
Is
I'm
that
just,
something?
Yeah, let me just say that you can call our offices, and the number is
518-474-6226.
and we can have a further discussion with you about this. But again, you've raised the question here, so I guess the answer. I mean, there was some discussion
I could
about.
clarify something for you.
Sure.
Yes.
State your name.
My name is Tom Chris. I'm a friend of the church. If I could just clarify the situation that the caller was referring to is they have a plot of I believe it's 28 graves in a section of Pine Lawn Cemetery that is across the street, Little East Neck Road, from the main part of the cemetery, and does adjoin the section that has been discussed a number of times at the cemetery board meeting regarding the leasing of a large tract of land there for industrial purposes by Pine Lawn Cemetery.
Okay.
okay, the short answer is there is nothing pending before the board right now. The board had a submission from Pine Lawn on its April 2023 agenda. The board determined that, I'm doing this from memory, council jump in if I characterize this incorrectly, but the board determined that it couldn't make a determination because this was the proposal was for required a type 1 seeker review and we concluded that if they were willing to, and I believe they are willing to, the town would be the logical lead agency. To our knowledge, there is no application pending before the town either concerning this development. Of course, it's possible that they did get one and nobody told us, but we're supposed to be notified as a interested party, is that the right word? Involved agency, if such a thing happens. So the short of it is, as far as we are concerned, there's formally speaking no application to do anything. And the next stop, as far as we understand it, in this path would be an application for some type of local approval, which we would be notified of.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I mean, the reason I said I wasn't sure how to answer the question was I didn't mean to. We have no pending application. That doesn't mean that the issue of leasing land didn't come up. We certainly would be attentive to impact on current lot owners. If the application comes to us. Is that?
I mean, that's a statutory consideration for leasing, and our regulations also make that consideration for major alterations.
So again, you're asking a question, but you also, I'm guessing, have some concerns. Is there more that you'd like to know from us?
No, I think you've answered our concern at this time.
Yes. This is Linda Jones. I'm also from a Bridge Street Church, and our concern at this point is that we be notified as plot owners of any possible changes to the property or the surrounding property, as it would impact our 28 graves which were reinterred in 1903 from a closed cemetery in Brooklyn, New York. So we are concerned as plot owners. I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, that some paperwork had been posted in the community notifying plot owners, as in fact the church is in Brooklyn, New York. Outside of that area, we were never notified of this pending development. So we just want to be included in the loop, and to let you know that we have been certified plot owners, and I noticed from many reports saying the plot owners could never be notified, could never be reached, but we are reachable.
Yeah, and again, I would recommend you reach out to Pine Lawn to make sure they're aware of your presence. I'm sure they are, but and concerns, and in general, if there's changes to a property, it requires, this municipality will require some sort of notice, and I think we require a notice as well. So, is that right? Yes, no?
We do require notice of, I believe Pine Lawn has submitted materials to us indicating public signs were posted previously. I believe we've, had some discussions about whether or not, as the proposed project develops, if there's substantial changes to the proposals that we've seen thus far, whether or not new notice would be required. I don't think anyone's reached a determination or a recommendation on that point yet.
And the next stop in this process for them would presumably be the town of Babylon or its planning or zoning board.
Which would trigger other notices as far as I'm aware.
That's,
Well, based on my, background, I'm pretty sure that's right. But okay, so we've heard your concerns, and again, I recommend you reach out to Pine Lawn, but and to the town of Babylon. But we certainly, I'm glad you reached out to us so that we're aware of your concerns. Are there anything else that we can help you with?
If I could just make one comment on the notification issue. At your last meeting, you spent a lot of time with an adjoining cemetery to Pine Lawn about notifying plot owners for a simple change in name of the cemetery. It wasn't going to be anything that really affected the operation of the cemetery other than administrative name change. And the board required that cemetery to make extra efforts to send out mailings to plot owners and stuff like that. I'm surprised that in this instance, with Pine Lawn in this development, that simple signs posted around the perimeter of the cemetery in this section that's going to be developed was enough to satisfy the board. I would think there's approximately 150 burials in the section that's affected. It was a section that was basically adjacent to the rest of the Pine Lawn Cemetery. And those grave owners should be notified of this development that is essentially going to cut them off from the rest of the cemetery. I think a little bit more needs to be done rather than just posting of signs.
Thank you for that comment. If I could just clarify, I believe that the speaker was referring to a matter that the board heard last time in relation to a proposed merger. It wasn't simply a name change that cemetery is considering, but rather ending its corporate existence and having all that property go to another cemetery. And the notice requirements there are written by the legislature. They're statutory, which is what the basis of that conversation was about. So I just want to clarify, it was a bit more than just a name change. That was under discussion at the time.
And again, I don't think the board's made any determinations in particular about the applications that we saw earlier.
Because there is no application before
There's no
us.
application before us, so. But again, I'm not trying to, obviously, it's a public issue discussion, so I'm not trying to make a fine point that we've had, you're right, we've had some conversations about that, so. And I would take your comment about notice as, I just take your comment, so. Any other questions for the board on that, or anybody else wishing to speak to the board on matters before the board, or other matters?
I will if no one else.
Yeah.
David Fleming from the New York State Association of Cemeteries. Just want to thank the division again for participating in yesterday's regional conference in Oneonta with a huge crowd and very engaged folks. And I think it's really important that we continue to partner on those issues. I think it's great that people have so many questions and they get answers directly, and it's very helpful, I think, for the folks who are deciding to serve on these boards all across the rural parts of New York. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you, we're very happy with how it's been going. Again, anybody else online that wants to speak to the board on the Pine Lawn issue or any other issues? Okay, so I think that concludes the board meeting, and I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Any other comments? All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.